Hello, fellow Kings fans, from Port Townsend, Washington to Southern California, and wherever you may be. Welcome to the inaugural episode of a 10-part mini-series I'm putting together, chronicling my 41-year history as a lifelong born and raised fan of the two-time Stanley Cup champions, yours and my Los Angeles Kings, entitled Loyalty to Royalty. I'm Ray Jackson, your host. Now, for those of you who may not know me very well, or may not know me at all, let me introduce a little bit of myself, as well as, of course, my background with the Kings. I was born in Paramount City, California, under the name Raymond Christopher Jackson, back May 19th of 1966. I was raised in both Northridge and in Sepulveda, California, until we moved up here to Port Townsend, Washington, back in 1987. We had season tickets to the Kings from 1977 to 1987. Now, how does an 8-year-old kid like myself back then get stumbled into hockey in the first place? Well, it was around 1975, the 74-75 season, if I can remember correctly. And on was a Stanley Cup playoff game between the Kings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. How do we find that game at the time? We were just flipping through the channels, looking for something on TV, and there it was. KTLA Channel 5, which was then the flagship TV station of the Kings, broadcasting our game against the Toronto Maple Leafs at MLG, Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I got hooked on it instantly and wanted to go to the game in person to see it better for myself. After all, we all know that going to a hockey game is better in person than it ever will be on television. And I can still say that 40 years later to this very day. It was a game against the Washington Capitals back in January of '76. And I was 9 years old at the time. The first 3,000 kids 14 and under got a free hockey stick and puck courtesy of the Kings and Datsun, now known as Nissan. We won that game 2-0 thanks to a game-winning goal by Butch Goring. We also went to a few more games the following year in 1976-77 before locking up season tickets for 10 years from then on till 1987. And I've seen it all, fellow Kings fans. I've lived through the Montreal Canadiens dynasty, the New York Islanders dynasty, and the Edmonton Oilers dynasty. But more importantly for Kings fans, I've seen it all. In 1982, the miracle on Manchester. In 1988, the trade of the century with the greatest one himself, number 99, the program number 1 in your heart, Wayne Gretzky becoming a Los Angeles King. To our lean years over the mid-90s, and our Stanley Cup final appearance in '93. And I've been a Kings fan ever since, ladies and gentlemen. I remember in 2001, the upset we pulled against the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup playoff first round. Nobody gave us a chance, but we did it. And of course, our 2012 and 2014 Stanley Cup championships. And I've got all the apparel, merchandise, and accessories I've been collecting since 1976 to prove my loyalty and to prove my history with the Kings overall. So until next time, fellow Kings fans, this is Ray Jackson reminding all of you that the 3 most important words in the English language are Go, Kings, Go! Good night, peace out, enjoy the game, everybody!